What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. A little bit late start in our day today because I've been running around all day doing a lot of things like storage, cleaning. Went to Best Buy, finally bought a laptop. Also bought a giant speaker to replace the one that's broken over there, except that is too damn crazy for the garage. So I'm gonna have to go back to Best Buy and exchange it for a much less party-like boombox. But anyways, we're here in the garage and we're gonna get to work on one of my homies' car, Isai, the Honda Element right there on the driveway. I posted on Instagram to see if people were interested in Element stuff. A lot of people voted yes, they want to see some Element content, and surprisingly a handful of no's. But regardless of the fact, I'm gonna do it regardless because I'm really just helping out the homie, and this one's going to be a fun build actually. If you guys want to know what all we're going to do to the Honda Element, be sure to make it to the end of the video. I have a surprise and I think you guys will enjoy it. I'm sure I've shown this before. This is the homie Isai's Honda Element. It is like a 2003 5-speed all-wheel drive. Isai was the one that let me borrow his spare Honda Element to take to the camp trip with Herb, and he actually sold that Honda Element literally like the next day, and this is his daily commuter. Simple enough, it's got the HRG 3-inch lift kit, and it's got some gnarly 17-inch rim with big Falcon tires, and he has some suspension upgrades on here as well too, like the Element 44 spherical LCAs and all that good jazz. But that's not what we're going to be covering today. Today we're going to be switching out his clutch for him as well as the flywheel to prep it for something really fun. It's going to be a long, tough job, so I'm just going to get right to it, guys. I'm probably not going to talk too much. I mean, clutch job has been done and dealt with many times here on the channel. The only difference with the Honda Element is having to remove the subframe to access the transmission. But aside from that, let's just get to work. Let's just get to work. Wow. Fancy. Sheesh. Actually, before we get started, if you guys watched my brother's CRV video, we're struggling with the jack stand, so I actually got to take off right now to go get some new jack stands for these lifted cars. Ew. Not so pleasant. Not a lot of life left. And there is like oil and grease kind of caked up in here. It's kind of weird. But we're going to take care of all that. Clutch alignment tool, pilot bushing, release bearing. Right here we have the Action Clutch Stage 5 with the chromoly flywheel, and the Stage 5 is like the Stage 3 except it has a heavy duty pressure plate. Granted, this car is going to be making some numbers, and it's a heavy tank, man. It's an Element, so we need the heavy duty pressure plate to hold down that clamping force. And this is the sprung disc, so that way it is streetable and not too harsh on the foot. So this thing is pretty much in all of our other street cars in my fleet. So tested, proven, and works wonders. So let's go ahead and take this thing apart and get it reinstalled into the car. All right, guys, so clutch job done. We did the Action Stage 5 with the chromoly flywheel, and we got the transmission all put back together as well. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this thing was a fight. The reason being is because this is an Element and it's a lot taller, the engine sits a lot lower, and I also just found out that this thing has an engine drop, right? I had to reinstall the transmission from underneath the car, where typically I'm like kind of leaned over the engine bay to kind of shimmy the transmission into the clutch from the top. But after a little fight, we got the transmission reinstalled, and everything on the top here in the engine bay is also done aside from the intake, because I need to have some space back there for the funnel to fill it up with some trans fluid. Almost everything underneath the car is reinstalled as well too, aside from the subframe and the axles, which I'm gonna do tomorrow. It's just sitting right here right now, and I want more daylight to do this. So tomorrow we're going to continue, and obviously I want the car to drop so we can drive it to make sure it's all good before the owner come back and pick it up. I don't think I've shown this, but I did change out the release bearing provided by Action as well too. This thing is old and crusty, holy cow. But trash because this thing is done did. I'm already all cleaned up, and don't worry, we're still gonna show you guys the surprise at the end of the video tomorrow in a few seconds for you guys. I am gonna wrap it up for tonight. I wanna hop in the shower. Today was super hot. I was sweating bullets, and this element literally went off-roading, mudding, and then came straight to my driveway. So I got a bunch of dirt all over me and everything from the engine bay and all the suspension components, but we'll see you guys in a second. Wow, I am super low in this seat because if you guys don't know, SI is like 8 foot tall, and this thing is configured for a really tall person. Such a weird shifter. It's pretty loose too. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, in reverse. Man, for real though, it feels like I'm getting in and out of a Hummer with this thing being super lifted. Sorry, SI, I'm gonna have to adjust your seat a little bit. Let's go for a drive. The clutch pedal, not too stiff, but you could definitely feel the heavy duty pressure plate. I'm sure SI would get used to it because he has a twin disc in his wagon, his turbo all-wheel drive wagon. Oh wow, what I'm noticing is the clutch grabs right off the floor, like right off the floor. I'm certain once the clutch is broken in, it will start grabbing kind of towards the midway. Right now it's right off the floor, which is good. Not a lot of clutch chatter, which is good. I can for sure tell you that the clutch has to be all the way down to go into gear. I know a lot of you guys were saying like, oh, Static, you don't have first gear. Why do you always start at second? The K20 Type S transmission is so short first and second gear that I just start off in second gear because I'm only going to be in first gear for a split second before having to shift. So starting in second gear means one less shift. So this element, I'm going to have him come pick it up and go break in the clutch, throw a lot of miles on it, and this thing will be back here on the driveway soon. So let me park the car and explain to you guys why it'll be back. And I stalled. Go ahead and unlock the car. The surprise? This is the surprise. Ooh-wee. Sheesh. Speed Factory, Turbo Smart, Tile, Aeromotive. In here, guys, we have all the goodies that we're going to be installing on this element once we sort out a time and some miles on the clutch. Woo-wee. But I'm not going to shed too much light on it, so I'm going to go ahead and just put everything away. You guys kind of get the gist here, right? So let me talk about this all really quickly. And look, no leftover bolts and no bush to throw them in. So we reinstalled everything, and that's a plus. Sorry for the Medusa hair. I don't have my beanie on today, but guys, the element is done. Action Stage 5 clutch. You guys already know, link in the description below, new Static code, and save 10% off your order. It helps me out a lot more than you guys know, and the car is ready to go back to its owner to collect some mileage. Now, I'm showing you guys the turbo kit. We are going to be turboing this element, and it's going to be a very fun one, especially because it is super lifted on some massive tires and the HRG 3-inch lift kit, and on top of that, it's going to be turboed. The reason why we laid over to the next day is because I wanted to test fit the manifold, and I wanted to take some time to pull the stock header off to test fit the manifold, and unfortunately the manifold does not fit. It is a Just TIG, like crazy tubular manifold, which fits in other chassis, but it does not fit in the element. Granted, this chassis has the steering rack right on the firewall. The distance between the head flange and the steering rack is 7.5 in the element, and the turbo manifold from the head flange to the last runner is 10.5. No way it's going to fit, no way a downpipe's going to go in, no way the wastegate's going to go in there either. So what we're going to be doing is, while he's putting the mileage on the car, he's going to be sourcing a whole entire new turbo kit, which I'm going to help him build, and that means the current turbo setup is going to be up for sale. Now, we're going to try to sell everything as a kit, as a unit, for maybe a few days. So if you guys are interested, let me know. And if we don't sell it in a few days, we're gonna part it out per manifold, downpipe, the center feed manifold, throttle body, throttle cable, and then the Speed Factory intercooler, plus or minus the charge pipes. So if any of you guys are interested, hit me up on the DMs or leave a comment down below. I'll respond, and let's help SI fund a new turbo kit. But aside from that, that thing is ready to go home, and hopefully when it returns soon, we'll get down with the fun stuff. Now, before we cap out this video, I want to touch topic on something very sensitive really quickly, and I feel like you guys deserve to know as well too, because I know you guys enjoyed him on the channel a lot when he was around. But this whole morning, I've been crying my eyes out for hours, learning some sad news about the homie Leo. You guys seen him on the channel early 2021. And before you guys get too crazy with the comment section, Leo actually moved back down south and has a family down there now, which is why you guys don't see him on the channel here anymore. But I got some unfortunate news this morning that Leo passed away yesterday, and this is really hard to take in because just 2 or 3 weeks ago we lost another friend, another homie here local to me, and his funeral was just this past weekend. And now hearing this news about Leo really broke my heart. And I hope that when this video goes up, I'm gonna have a GoFundMe ready for him. And I know a lot of you guys enjoy having Leo on the channel when we were putting his CRX together and all that. And if you guys can help his family in any way, man, that would help us, his family, his baby mama, his cousins, his auntie, especially his mother, which is in Mexico. Help the family out so much with your guys' help. So if you guys could click the link in the description below, anything helps. I really hope that the link is ready when this video goes up. And again, anything helps. But that's, rest in peace, Leo, man. And you will be missed. Everybody did love you. And you know, we shared a lot of great memories here in the garage. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video a little bit. And if you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for support your boy, man, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace.